Previously on the FisiCareer. The second race in Malaysia is away! And are we gonna go for the gap? Woo! Almost hitting a few people there, having a go at Button here, keeping the Force India at bay as well. Up the inside of both of the McLarens, and now the Sauber has had a bad exit, and we managed to outpower him, so it's another good start. Alonso Weber gone pretty slow through there, but we managed to go around the outside, the Marussia, around the outside of the Red Bull. Perez blasting past with the DRS open. Ooh, bit of oversteer on the exit, and Hulkenberg's alongside. Can we have get a place back from Hulkenberg down up the inside? Changing the wheel, I look at how warning was, and dropped down several places down to P12 at the moment. It's just a matter of time before Weber goes past as well, I guess. He's already done it. Sutil's gonna have the DRS going into the final corner. Here comes Maldonado, where's he come from? We're gonna go inside to maybe hold off the both of them. Can't get on the power, and Maldonado sneaked through. We've finished P14. And hello guys, I'm Fisi and welcome back to the FisiCareer. We are in China for this race, the third race of the season in the pile of dog Marussia, driving as my favourite driver throughout the years, Giancarlo Fisichella. So we haven't scored any points so far this season, but I guess that's kind of to be expected when you're driving a car that's supposed to be at the back of the grid. But of course, scoring Marussia's first point will be the goal until we achieve it. But first, let's see what happened in qualifying for this race. And as you can see, this is my first run in the first qualifying session, and that didn't go too well. I got blocked by the Caterham there on the first corner. And then now coming to the end of my second attempt at the qualifying lap, which put me in P8 for a moment, but it was only good enough for P19, really. And so was my third run, so I was really struggling for pace in the qualifying session. And as you can see now, I once again screwed up the first corner. I just braked a little bit too late, went wide on the grass, and that cost me a chance of improving my time once again. So I was just left sitting in the garage looking at the timings, wondering how the hell am I going to gain those 6/10 that would get me ahead of Bottas and into Q2. But I put a third set of fresh option tyres on the car and went out for one final attempt at trying to get into Q2. Based on the pace I've shown so far in the qualification, that was going to be quite an achievement, only that. So as you can see here, this time I did not screw up the first two corners. I took them reasonably well, although struggling a bit of traction on the exit of turn 2. And using a bit of curse on the run to the turn 6 hairpin coming up. And braking a little bit on the curve there. You don't really want to do that, because that could just send your car into lock-up very quickly, but it didn't on that occasion, which is good. And it was a decent corner as well, so I'm going to take you around for the rest of this lap as well. Just throwing the car into this left-right section, which is very nice indeed. I missed the apex a little bit on the right there, but it didn't cost us too much time, although it compromised the exit, the entrance to that corner a little bit. And now on the short straight leading up to turn 11, very slow left-hand corner, all the way down to first gear. And I don't really like this, because I tend to do it like I just did there, run a little bit wide and then that not get a great exit into this very long sweeping right-hander, where I've been struggling a lot to get the power down, because you're turning and accelerating at the same time, which very easily sends your car into a spin if you don't get the steering angle right. But I did get through it pretty well on that occasion. I feel like I've been pushing the car to its limit pretty much, this Marussia, throughout this lap, and now braking for the slowest corner on the circuit. A really slow hairpin at the penultimate corner of the track, and now there's one corner to go. Can I get into Q2 with this performance? I feel like I've been pushing the Marussia to its limit, like I said, and as we come in towards the line now, let's see where we're gonna be. It's P14, and as you can see, I'm very happy with that, weaving all over the place, almost losing the car. So that lap did get us into Q2 by less than 1/10 of a second, so that was really close, despite me feeling like I pushed the car very hard indeed. But as we entered Q2, we had a bit of a problem. There was no fresh option tires to run on, because we had used all 3 available sets to just try to get through to Q2. And although I did go out on one run to just try to see what I could do, there was no chance of improving my lap from Q1 and get anywhere near getting higher than 16th place. So that's where we're gonna start this race, but at least my pit crew seems reasonably happy. But I thought that we would be able to start the race on one of those grayed out sets of options, because what the fuck is the point of having them if you can't use them? But apparently we can't. So I had to start the race on a set of tires which had been used in Q1, which is pretty annoying, to be honest. And in terms of strategy, I'm going to start on the option tires again. It didn't really work out to start on the primes as I did in Malaysia, because the other cars did get the undercut at me on the first stops and got a gap which I couldn't really pull back. So we're just gonna stick to regular 3-stop strategy for this race and see how well we can do by just driving the shit out of this car. So on the grid now, 28 laps of racing around the Shanghai International Circuit ahead. The Toro Rosso of Ricciardo and the Williams of Maldonado are the cars ahead. And now the lights are out and away we go! Once again we're struggling a little bit with the start to get the power down. We get under pressure now immediately by the Toro Rosso of John-Eric Vergne and Valtteri Bottas as well. As Maldonado slow down going into turn 1, Vergne managed to go around him. And now, Toro Rosso on the outside slowing down a bit. And we managed to get through the middle of him and Maldonado and the other Toro Rosso of Ricciardo now slowing down on the outside. We managed to get past him as well. And now ducking to the inside of Grosjean and the other Williams to get up to 13th place for the time being. So we managed to gain a few positions by navigating our way through the first 2 corners. Oh, a bit of a touch from the right there, which has not allowed me to go up the inside with the rest of it. We're going around the outside of him instead to get up to P12. And the side-by-side action ahead with Massa and Adrian Sutil. As we head towards the left-right section of turn 7 and 8, and now Sutil is backed off, and we're trying to go around on the inside of him. Sutil's trying to hold around the outside. Now let's slow down a bit. We managed to get past Sutil as well, so past both the Force Indias, which is good. And we're now up to P11, struggling now really badly to get the power down out of these corners. On the obviously the worn option tires, they've done a few laps on them in qualifying, like I mentioned earlier. And now we got the top 10 cars ahead of us. All of these cars will obviously be way quicker than a Marussia in terms of car performance. So we've been in this position in the first 2 races as well, where we just can't keep up with the front-running cars, which obviously is no surprise, but also a bit annoying to see them pull out the gap very quickly, which they're on their way to doing here. Massa already almost at turn 2, but now there's contact ahead. There's 2 cars off on the runoff area there. And I'm pretty sure that was a Sauber as well as a Lotus car. So that must have been Kimi Räikkönen involved in the incident, considering I passed Grosjean already at turn 2 of the first lap. So that's very interesting. Obviously, like I said earlier, the aim for this stage of the season is to just pick up the first points of this Marussia, if you can ever get close to doing that. And at the moment, we got it. We're in P9 now, after almost 3 laps. But now, on the DRS raid, Kimi Räikkönen has managed to get past the Force India, which was chasing us before. And he will have DRS now on the 3rd lap of the race. And he's just going to streak down the inside. Not really defending as hard as we could have here. But trying to hold it on the outside. Maybe can we keep it from the outside? Oh, no. It's a too long way around. But the good thing about this track is that now we're coming up to 2nd DRS zone on the main straight here. And I will now have DRS. So I'll have a chance of getting back past Räikkönen, as Alonso sets the fastest lap, so the group of cars ahead of us 2 are just out of sight already. But I'm going back at the inside of Räikkönen to get back P9. Ooh, almost braked a little bit too late, and now we left a gap at the inside, which Räikkönen probably going to have to try and get. We're leaving a bit of room there, because we're now side by side. We're going into turn 2. Räikkönen still trying to hold it around the outside, and we're struggling to get the power down there. Marussia looking inferior to the Lotus in terms of traction of the corner, but we still managed to get a reasonable exit by using a bit of curse. And Räikkönen now backs off after we come into turn 6, although I run wide. But that was some great battling with the Lotus there. Marussia versus Lotus, and for the time being, Marussia is coming out on top. But of course, Räikkönen is not going to give up with this, and he's still keeping pressure on us. And now on the DRS rate once again, and this time we're going to go defensive, but once again, Räikkönen stream down the inside. We're going to try to get back up the inside to just hold him off, really. And we kind of went a little bit wide, but we managed to block him off nicely. And that has allowed Roman Grosjean to get past Räikkönen as well, so he's now the lead Lotus, which I quite like to see, to be honest. Are we going into the pit lane? Almost done to Lewis Hamilton by going in the gravel there. But we're going to go for an early pit stop. But like I said, I like kind of like seeing Grosjean ahead of Kimi, to be honest, because I've turned into a fan of Grosjean this season. Obviously, he's driving for my favorite team in F1 at the moment, Lotus. And I just like him. He's an underdog. I like to cheer on the underdogs, and he's turned into a really great driver this season. But anyway, enough about Roman Grosjean. We had a good pit stop from the Marussia crew, 3.1 second stop. And as you can see, by starting on options, I'm not on the opposite of what I did in Malaysia by doing an undercut pitting early in the other cars. So hopefully, I'll still be ahead of everyone that were behind me, because there was quite a massive train of cars behind me before I went into the pit lane. And as you can see, back up to P15 now, as some of the drivers did come into pits on the next lap, and I assume the rest of them will come in now after lap 6. So let's see how many places we're going to gain. P13, P12, P11, P9, yes! P8 even! We managed to gain a position. I don't know where that happened. But anyway, now we're under pressure from Kimi Räikkönen once again. who managed to, he pitted 1 lap later than me, I think, and now he's gonna try to go around the outside again through turn 2, is he? No, he's backed off this time, so he's gonna stay behind out of turn 2. And this has now turned into battle for 8th place, actually, because one of the front runners must have had a problem. Maybe one of them have retired. I'm sure we'll see what happened at in the results at the end of the race if one of them have retired. But for now, we managed to stay ahead of Kimi Räikkönen on lap 7. And now to the end of lap 7, and once again Räikkönen's going to have DRS on the main straight. So we're going to try to go defensive, but he's looking very close and very quick. So he's going to go up the on the outside this time. We're not close enough to have to go back up the inside, because that would have been a collision, I'm pretty sure. And as Alonso's looking very quick at the moment by saving another fastest lap, but now we're going to try to get do what we did on Räikkönen earlier and get back past him on the second DRS, but we didn't get a great exit at the final corner, sliding a bit on the curb there. And we got the DRS now, but we have chosen to not use any curves now. Was that a good idea then, Giancarlo? That means that we haven't managed to get up the inside of Räikkönen into turn 1, so he's still ahead. But now we're under pressure from Adrian Sutil as well, who is right behind going through turn 2 now. Oh, sliding a bit, oversteer there. And Räikkönen just gets a way better exit. He's almost pulled out a massive gap already out of that corner. As you can see, we're not close enough to Räikkönen to get DRS at the moment, I think. And Sutil really pressuring us midway through lap 8 there, through the left-right corners. We managed to stay ahead for now, although we're sliding a bit around, kind of struggling with the car now. As you can see, we're halfway through this prime stint, so the tyres are starting to wear a bit. And 1.9 seconds, that's a gap that Räikkönen has managed to pull out of on us, like half a lap. So that's, I mean, obviously it's in a quite a lot better car, but that's quite a bit. And now we skip 1 lap later, and Sutil now having a massive go with DRS on the back straight. So we're going to try to push him towards the edge of the track, and now just snatch a little bit of slip through him as we come towards this hairpin. So let's see, can we go? We've chosen to go around the outside instead. Was that a good idea? We've gone the marbles a bit. Sutil managed to stay ahead because we went wide. And the infamous Fisi train is back there. As you can see, there's lots of cars in the train behind me. But now we're going to try to get a good exit again. But again, we've gone on the curb and lost a bit of speed as we come onto this second DRS straight. Can we have a go at Sutil going to turn 1? No, just not close enough again. Just like with Räikkönen earlier. And that could prove costly, because now he will probably get another great exit of this second corner. And it doesn't help that I just went wide a bit and really struggling on the power. So Sutil, look at the gap that is pulling out by going through there. I think that's my biggest problem corner, to be honest. I'm struggling to get the power on through there. Oh, I braked on the curve there, locked up, and it's just turning from bad to worse, because as you can see, I'm minus 1 lap of fuel, so I'm going to have to fuel save at some point throughout this race now. But as you can see, we're still in points position, still in P10 at the moment, but can we really keep this defending up all race long? Or can't we see that happening? And now, Hülkenberg is just street clear with DRS, and oh my god, we've just screwed him over anally. Just pushing him a little bit wide on the hairpin there, but he's managed to gain us a position back, a little bit naughty, I must admit, but we'll just let that slide. Hopefully no one saw it. So yeah, that actually helped Gutierrez to get ahead of Hülkenberg as well, so he's now the lead Sauber, and he's really pressuring us. Oh, he's just backed out because we left him no space there, to be honest, and now Hülkenberg is coming from behind. Gutierrez is going to take both of us. He's on the outside again into the hairpin, but this time we're braking on the inside without hitting him up the anus. And we've fended off both of the Sauber cars on that straight edge. That's good work from Giancarlo. But the pace is pretty much non-existent at the moment. So as you can see now, going into the pits for a fresh set of tires. Once again, almost putting a tire in the gravel there. But we managed to hold it on the black stuff. As we now got a pit stop. Another set of prime tires coming up. And another 3.1 second stop there from Marussia. So there were a couple of other cars in the pit lane in this same lap. But we've gone in a lap or two earlier than most of the others, I'm pretty sure. John-Eric Byrne has actually managed to get ahead now. We don't know what that is about, if he's pitted already, but what is that? Just John-Eric Byrne just stationary on the entrance to that corner. What is he doing? He must be struggling with his brakes or something, but because now he's looking fine again on the out of the corner. And he's even pressuring us now, going through these couple of corners here, but we managed to stay ahead. And now at the start of lap 14, there's a Sauber coming out of the pit lane, and we just managed to sweep in front of him to get ahead. But unfortunately, the Lotus of Roman Grosjean managed to jump us through the pit stops, and he he's now surely taking away our chance at a points finish by just streaking into the distance, and we're probably never going to see him again. As you can see there, quite a gap already, and now we're under pressure from Hulkenberg as well, so he's going to demote us to another place, is he? He's going to go up the inside. Ooh, we didn't really defend him there, to be honest, but and now we're giving another tap up the rear. So we like to do that, Hulkenberg. He must have a very fine back end. But anyway, will we have a chance of getting back past him now on the main straight with DRS again? Turn up the rich mix just to get a chance. So let's see. No, we're not close enough. Not close enough at all to get a run into turn 1, and we're struggling with fuel again as well. So we turn it back down to standard, and I fear now that Hulkenberg is going to do what the Lotuses have both done before us, as well as Abrams and Till, and just get an amazing exit out of turn 2, and he has indeed. So he's now probably going to leave us for dead, as he's got a 2.7 second gap as we at the start of lap 16 now. Now the other Sauber of Gutierrez is going around the outside in turn 1. Oh my dare! We just allowed him to do that as well. So that's, oh Jesus! We're just giving him a little bit of a tap there, and he's slowed down on the inside of turn 2. Can I hold it around the outside now? Take him back on the outside. He took me on the outside, so I'm going to take him back. Oh my lord! Off the rings! I've just lost the car completely. Half spun into Gutierrez, and gone into the wall. So that's one way to defend the 12th place in this race, and completely ruined Gutierrez's race. I'm very sorry to any Mexican fans of Gutierrez that might be watching. But anyway, now we go completely wide on turn 1. Oh dear, that's not what I want to do. I must have just braked way too late there, and that has allowed the rest to slip through. And now we got grassy tires, which certainly won't help to get anywhere near on the extra turn 2, and we haven't. So dropped down to P13, so obviously it's not looking too great at the moment. And now, oh, Bottas tried to go around the outside of us there. Oh, we almost went wide as well. So that was a failed overtaking attempt by Valtteri Bottas there. He just went straight on turn 1, and now we got no grip left on these tires. This certainly is the last lap we're going to spend on them. We're going to come straight into the pit lane, as you're going to see here, for a fresh set of prime tires for one final stint in this race. 8 laps to go. It is another, oh no, it's a long pit stop, 4.3 seconds. Oh, we had to wait for Bottas to go past. So the pit crews have, oh my god, it's almost contact. 2 cars almost come together ahead there. Bottas coming out of the pit lane, almost swiped in the side of the Sauber. I'm not sure which Sauber, surely Gutierrez. So we managed to, we dropped 2 positions through the pit stops. So obviously our chances of points position fell out the window quite a bit earlier in the race. But now we're just gonna want to try to get as good a position as we can. So we got 2 cars ahead. That's Ricciardo and Bottas in P14 and P13. So I can tell you that Gutierrez actually did come in the pits a few laps earlier than this. So he's just fell further backwards. And we got 4 laps to go in this race. 4 laps left this stint, and as you can see, fuel is still -1, so I'm gonna have to fuel save, but not for the time being, because I want to get past these 2 people first if there's any chance I can do that. Didn't manage to get up the inside of the Ricciardo on this occasion, because he also had DRS from the car in front. But now we're gonna try and get a better line. The Ricciardo out of turn 2 always had a bit of a wobble, tiny bit of contact there at the rear, and for the first time in this race I've had a better exit out of turn 2 compared to an AI driver. So now we're just gonna have to try and hold him off coming into this corner here, and we've done it, I think. Just stick it on the apex there. No chance for him to get by through, a bit of oversteer, but managed to hold it together. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to fuel save towards the end of this race, and as you can see, we skipped the last lap because we couldn't catch Bottas. And despite being in lean fuel mix for the last 2 laps, it didn't go up to optimal fuel. So I've just run out of fuel, and here comes Ricciardo. He's just taking me. He's taking my 14th place. And there's nothing I can do about it whatsoever, because I'm just cruising around. The car doesn't want to go forwards pretty much. No fuel left in the tank, like I said, but luckily, as you can see on the minimap, there's massive gap down to 16th place, which is Esteban Gutierrez. So 15th place is going to be secure, but obviously a shame to lose a position on the final lap. So we finish in 15th place for this Chinese Grand Prix. Another average result for the Marussia, really. Obviously it's quite decent for Marussia, but based on where we were at earlier stages of the race, it could certainly have been better. Although I felt like I drove as well as I possibly could, made a couple of mistakes, but in the end the car just wasn't quick enough around here to get any points. So as you can see from the results, we were actually the last car on the lead lap, so Vettel, who won the race, was quite a while ahead, and as you could see on the bottom of the results, Lewis Hamilton was a car who DNF'd earlier in the race, which is why we mysteriously moved up to 8th place at one point. So the podium in this race was Vettel from Alonso from Webber with Sergio Perez, actually with an impressive 6th place there in a McLaren. So here's the top half of the Drivers' Championship. The top 12 have all scored points now, so they'll be all ahead of me at this stage. But I'm in P15 then. Only the Force Indias have finished higher than me without scoring points. But I'm ahead of both of the Williams and the Toro Rosso car, so that's I think that's kind of where the pace of this car is at the moment. I'm able to match the Williams and the Toro Rosso cars reasonably well, but the Force Indias and the Saubers are looking a little bit ahead at the moment. So the Constructors' Championship showing the same things really. Marussia for the time being ahead of Williams and Toro Rosso, with the Red Bull at the top just like in real life. And Giancarlo Fisichella, what's your reaction to this race then? Okay, he's got his sunglasses on and doesn't really want to talk to us, so I'll take that as him thinking he could have done better in this race, and hopefully we will indeed do better next time out in Bahrain. It's going to be another difficult race, as every race is in this Marussia car, but hopefully you will join me for that as well when that time comes. For now, thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and for now it's goodbye, or as Fisichella would say it, arrivederci.